Good, good morning, all of you. Today we will see the new chapter. I will start now today's new chapter: analgesic, antipyretic, analgesic, antipyretic, and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agents. It's a new chapter. Today we will discuss about analgesic, antipyretic, and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. See the analgesic. You know the analgesic. Analgesic means those drugs which relieve the pain, relieve the pains, the body. Now today you can see that. Then antipyretic. Antipyretic are the drug which lowering the elevated rise body temperature up to normal body temperature, up to the normal, not below the normal body temperature. Now analgesic, antipyretic, and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. Now see the definition. See, the antipyretic are the agent, the drug which relieve the lowering the elevated rise temperature. Patient goes normal body temperature. Normal body temperature is 37.2 degree Celsius. These are given, but temperature is rise is goes to above that 38-39 degree Fahrenheit. Celsius is also in the Fahrenheit, is also detected in the Fahrenheit. That unit is different. Temperature not more than 98 to 99 degree Fahrenheit. It's a normal. It goes above 104 degree Fahrenheit. It's a very dangerous. That temperature, the drug, the agent of antipyretic which lowers up to that level, not below, not such a below temperature, not below the normal temperature, not below the normal temperature. Now see the definition of analgesic, antipyretic in the common. The analgesic, antipyretic are the drug which relieve the pains, which relieve the pains and lowering the elevated rise body temperature up to normal body temperature. It's called as analgesic and antipyretic. Okay, these agents. Then the common drug is available nowadays is used paracetamol are used, and nimesulide. The drug are used in the combination analgesic and the antipyretic. Paracetamol lower the body temperature, nimesulide has relieved the pains, relieve the pains, relief from the pains, and then lowering the body temperatures. Now, so many example is there: paracetamol, ibuprofen, name is Combiflam, marketed name. Another is paracetamol, aceclofenac, and aceclofenac. Now these are the marketed drugs is used in the combination. They act as a analgesic and the antipyretic. Okay. Now let's discuss then the aspirin. Okay. The aspirin, now see, commonly used the aspirin, the drug used lowering the body temperature and pain. The aspirin and their related product have a mild to moderate analgesic. These drugs also known as also have antipyretic and anti-inflammatory effect. Therefore, they are called as analgesic antipyretic. They are called as analgesic and antipyretics, or they also call as a non-steroidal. They are also called as a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. Is also called NSAID. Is a short form. NSAID, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug is differ from the narcotic analgesic. Narcotic analgesics are the drugs are used for the very deep pain, visceral pain, but they are used to moderate pains. The common moderate pains is commonly used for a headache, body pain is a common pains, but these are used visceral pain, unbearable pains. You can use bear it. Good morning. Okay. Then these drugs are used in the body pains, skin, muscles, joints pains, etc. Now the classification. First, the salicylate. The first category of salicylate example. Their example is aspirin. Sodium salicylate, salicylic acid, methyl salicylate, second, para aminophenol derivative, Example, common example, paracetamol. It's the most common drug used in the analgesic antipyretic. They show the both. Next class is pyrazolone. Pyrazolone derivatives. The pyrazolone derivative, previously these drugs are used. Phenyl butazone. Nowadays this drug is not used. Another example, oxyphene butazone. Apazone, another drug. Now the next class belonging to category of indole derivative. Indole derivative having the example indomethacin. Another example, Sulindac. Next class, propionic acid derivative. Example, ibuprofen. Another example, phenoprophane is ketoprofen. Naproxen. Okay. Next class, anthralinic acid derivative. Example, these drugs are used nowadays. Lepensine, mefenic acid. Another example, fenic acid. Okay. The next class, aryl acetic acid derivatives. The common drug used nowadays is diclofenac. Tolmentine. Now these drugs are most commonly used. The diclofenac. That's next group, oxycane derivatives. Piperoxycane. Example, tinoxycane. Another example, and the last, benzoxazosine derivative. Infopan is the example. Now is a classification of analgesic antipyretic. Now these are 9 classes. So many times asked, define and give its classification is an example. Its example for 3 marks. Now again, first class, salicylic acid, most commonly used the aspirin drug. Nowadays available is well-known drugs. Each and every family use the aspirin for headache. Sodium salicylate, salicylic acid, methyl salicylate. Second class, para-aminophenol derivative, example paracetamol. Pyrazolone derivative, example phenyl butazone, oxyphene butazone, apozone. Next class, indole derivative, example indomethacin, sulindac. Next class, propanonic acid derivative, ibuprofen, fenprofen, ketofen, naproxen. Next class, anthanic acid derivative, mefenic acid and flofenic acid. Aryl and acetic acid derivative is a diclofenac. Oxychem derivative, piperoxychem and the tinoxychem, and the benzooxyzocane derivative is a nefan. Now these are the classifications. Now see the general mechanism of action. Now it's the most important. General mechanism of action. Now the pains occur in the body. The pains occur in the body is due to the prostaglandin. Prostaglandin is responsible for producing the pain. They are having the important role causing the pains, fever and inflammation. The prostaglandin is responsible for pain, fever, inflammation. Now these are the responsible for prostaglandin having the important, they release in the body, then they causes pain, fever and the inflammation. And the analgesic, antipyretic, all the drug analgesic, antipyretic and anti-inflammatory effects, all the drugs mostly due to inhibition of the synthesis and release of prostaglandin. Now see, analgesic, anti-inflammatory, the effect produce all the drugs. These drugs produce such a effect. These drugs are inhibition. Which are inhibition to the prostaglandin? Now how they are inhibition take place? Such a drug. Now cell membrane. Cell membrane is made up of the bilayer of phospholipid. They release the phospholipids. Phospholipid. Then phospholipid release the arachidonic acid, and arachidonic acid is converted to the prostaglandin with the help of cyclooxygenase enzyme is phospholipid lipase. The enzyme is the lipase. They convert to the phospholipid, and phospholipid convert to the release the arachidonic acid, and then the cyclooxygenase enzyme thus converted. Now the prostaglandin are responsible for pains. Now these release, now such a manner they release the prostaglandin. Now they release, and prostaglandin responsible for pains. They are responsible for inflammation. Inflammation, swelling, fever, temperature, pains, unbearables, pains. Vedna. Then now here analgesic and antipyretic, inflammatory effect, all the drugs, those drugs show all these such, they are inhibition to the synthesis and the release. Synthesis, now here that sign indication the inhibition, that sign indication the inhibition. Such a stage arachidonics convert to the prostaglandin with the help of enzyme. Then the analgesic antipyretic example, for example aspirin, paracetamol, diclofenac, aceclofenac, nimesulide. These all the drugs show the analgesic, antipyretic and the anti-inflammatory activity, and such a drug inhibition stop the synthesis. Now these drugs are totally stop the synthesis of, these drugs are produce the inhibition stop conversion of the arachidonic acid to prostaglandin. Such a drug are stop the synthesis of prostaglandin and the release of prostaglandin, and automatically they stop the inflammation, pain and the fever. You are getting the relief of such a drug. That is a mechanism action of analgesic, antipyretic and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory action. It's a very common. Cell membrane having the phospholipids, bilayer of phospholipids. After fall down, swelling is generated. The release that time is the phospholipid, and the phospholipid is converted to the arachidonic acid, that is phosphatase enzyme. Here is a phosphatase that convert to the arachidonic acid, and then arachidonic acid convert to the prostaglandin with the help of cyclo. That enzyme at inhibition. Now here they stop, and then they does not form the prostaglandin, they not synthesize the prostaglandin, and that release, and then automatically you will get free from all these things. That is a mechanism of action, and this sign indication round and this sign indication is the inhibition. It's a general mechanism of action of the analgesic, antipyretic, anti-inflammatory. Now see the pharmacological action. Now which drug is the pharmacological? You can use the salicylic acid. Salicylates. Okay. Now the salicylate are the derivative of the salicylic acid. Salicylate are the derivative of salicylic acid. You know the salicylic acids. The acetyl salicylic acid, that is called as the commonly aspirin. Now the derivative of salicylic acid. Salicylate are the derivative of salicylate. Now the common use aspirin. Aspirin are used benzene 6 member ring, that acid is group there, and then acetyl salicylic acid, that is called as the aspirin. Their name is the acetyl salicylic acid. Okay, the most commonly of this group are used, and they blocked by the prostaglandin inhibition synthesis. Now the pharmacology. Pharmacological actions. Now first the local action. Salicylate has salicylic acid has antibacterial, fungistatics to stop the growth of fungus, and chaetrolytic. Ketolytic effect. The methyl salicylate commonly used for counter current. Methyl salicylate is commonly used as a counter current irritant and rubefacient. Ruby. Okay, and the rubefacient. This is used in the linimate. Adex you can use. Then they both are used for the topical application. Topical externally apply. They are used in topical application. That is apply the externally. Topical means you can apply on the externally. The cream, liniment, ointments. You can apply the skin and externally. That is called the topical applications. They are used. Okay. Next time we can see the remaining functions. Stop.